Let me start with like a historical example. When the calculator came out, you can find all of these stories from people at the time, math teachers at the time, saying, math education is over. We need to ban this thing. We need to like beat every calculator in existence with a hammer. Otherwise, our children, our students are never going to learn math. You know, they're never going to memorize their times tables. Or they're never going to like, learn how to like use a slide rule or like look things up in a trigonometry table or whatever. And that was like partially true and partially not. It's definitely true that memorization and sort of like rote calculation became a less important part of mathematical education. But what happened is when we had better tools and when we were able to sort of like increase the potential of what people could do, they met that potential, and also our expectations went up. So, you know, time that would have been spent doing whatever before a calculator was now spent learning algebra or, you know, calculus. I don't know exactly how much math used to be taught in like high school. But I think that same thing is going to happen again. We have a new tool in education, sort of like a calculator for words. The tool we have now is still like extremely primitive relative to the tools we're going to have in a couple of years. And the way we teach people is going to have to change. The way we evaluate students is going to have to change. Like probably take-home essays are never going to be quite the same again. But learning to write is really important for a bunch of reasons. Learning to program is really important for a bunch of reasons. And the most important of those to me is that you learn how to think in the process. I still can't like deal with a really complex idea without trying to write it out nearly as well. And what I think we'll figure out is the valuable part of, say, learning to write an essay was getting better and more rigorous at thinking. And that's what we really care about. And we'll find better ways to teach and evaluate that because we have this incredible new tool. I think resisting it is probably a bad idea. That doesn't usually work. But leaning into it and finding new things to do, like I am jealous of people that are starting their, 5-year-olds or whatever. I don't know how old in Japan you start primary school, but whoever's starting right now, I am jealous of all of them because they're going to make such incredible progress with this new tool, and education is going to like push them to such higher levels. All of us too, we're all going to embrace it as well. But I think it's going to be a huge step forward for education, although education will have to evolve with it.